Python is among the 10 most popular programming language. And if you have just began with coding, then Python is the best programming language to start with. It is also a great first language because it is concise and easy. And also with the growing popularity and versatility of this programming language, it is the right time for you to learn Python. Hello and welcome to the Python course. This is more like a crash course where you'll be learning and you'll be getting to know what you got to know about this trending language, Python. Before we begin this course in a deeper way, first let us know the agenda of this course. So the first agenda is Introduction to Python. So under this agenda, we will be answering various questions. To begin with, what is Python? Python is an interpreted high-level general purpose programming language. Its language construct and object-oriented approach aims to help the programmers write clear, logical code for small and large-scale projects. Next is history of Python. So what is the history of Python? It's very important for us to know where it all started. Python was created in 1989 by Guido van Rossum. It was initially created as a scripting language for administrative tasks. Later, it evolved into a well-supported programming language. It was publicly released in 1991. Who uses Python today? Python is being applied in real revenue generating products by real companies. For instance, Google makes extensive use of Python in its web search system and employs Python's creator. Companies like Intel, Cisco, HP, and IBM uses Python for hardware testing. The YouTube video sharing service is also largely written in Python. Now what can I do with Python? From system programming to graphical user interface programming, internet scripting, component integration, database programming, gaming, images, XML, robot, and more is what you can do with Python. Or you can say whatever you want to do, Python can do it. From web development to machine learning to data science, Python is the language for you. So this was all about our first agenda. Moving on to the second agenda. So we'll be dealing with how to install different Python IDLEs. So we'll be beginning with a simple Python script where you'll be running simple programs, and then we'll be moving on to PyCharm. So PyCharm is another IDLE where you will be working with multiple files. You can have different kind of files in one project, and you can play with multiple files in one window. So that is why PyCharm will be more interesting and more easy to use. And also PyCharm gives you an option for debugging, so you can also debug your programs and check how the Python interpreter is executing your program. So not only that, we will also be seeing what is Anaconda. So Anaconda will be using Jupyter Lab, where we'll be dealing with something called as Python pandas. So that will be used for extracting the data from XML files and Excel files and do data analytics. So this was about our second agenda. Next thing is what is the fundamentals of Pythons. So to begin with programming, we'll be learning the fundamentals. So beginning from variables. So what is a variable, how you're going to declare a variable, what is the syntax, and when you're dealing with variables, and you got to know what are the data types that is supported by Python. Here also we'll be dealing with something called as list, tuples, dictionaries. So these are the interesting concept that we'll be learning in Python. So which you can say it is a differing element when you compare it to other programming language. We'll be seeing what is the list structure, what is your tuple structure, what is dictionary structure, and what are the similarity and difference between these three concepts, and what are the different method and operation will be using in order to manipulate these structures. We'll be seeing the conditional statements like if else, and elif, and looping statements like for loop, while loop, and how to construct a simple program by using all this concept. So this was all about our third agenda. Moving on to the next agenda, we'll be working with how to create modules and packages in Python. So basically I will show you how to create a user-defined modules and packages. So these modules and packages can be used in your programs. That is, you can import once you create a module or a package, you can import this module or package in your program and reduce the complexity of your programming. Next is exception handling. So exception is generally unexpected error that get generated when you're running your Python programming. So for that, we'll be using some methods or exception handling concept like try block and catch block in order to handle this unexpected error, or you can say exception. And also we'll be dealing with various inbuilt exceptions in Python. So for example, zero division error, file output error, and many things. Next thing is file handling and function. So we'll be seeing about how to handle and manipulate a file by using Python. Basically, we'll be seeing how to open a file, read a file, write a file, and as well as copy content from one file to another. And functions. So function is something that reduces the complexity of your programming language, or you can say it reduces the complexity of your code and how a function is defined in Python and what are all the different types of function parameters and what are local variables and global variables in functions. So all this will be covering under this agenda. Next will be, this is all about the fundamentals of Python programming. So we will also learn something called as your advanced features of Python. So that covers the object-oriented concept in Python. So here basically we'll be seeing what is class, objects, inheritance, what is multiple inheritance, what is multi-level inheritance, what is overriding methods, what are the operator overloading methods like binary operator overloading, and you can see we will be using also some magic methods in order to use this operator overloading concept in Python. Not only this, we will be also working with databases. So here I'll be teaching you how to use MySQL using Python. So we'll be basically connecting Python interpreter with MySQL. So there'll be a connector which will be importing and will be performing something called as CRUD operation. Now what is CRUD operation? So basically here we'll be dealing with database and records. So we'll see about how to create a database or create a table inside a database, then how to read those data and how to insert values inside those tables, then how to update those values which you have inserted inside your table, and how to delete those records inside your table. So this is what we'll be dealing with in database, which is also in short called as your CRUD operations. And the last agenda of our course is extraction of data from Excel sheet and XML files using pandas in Python. So we'll be using Anaconda Jupyter, where we'll be using importing the pandas. So pandas will be basically used or will be helping you to extract the data from your Excel sheet or XML file and perform some data analysis. So this is all we'll be covering in this Python course. Thank you.